Rage from the left over how the military is feeding our troops. Democrats and some media outlets are blasting Secretary.
In 2010 in Afghanistan, I was working with two other Marine EOD techs, Brian Smith and Chindo Mesa. We had been out all day long working some IEDs. It was a difficult day. We had a few really close calls that day. When we got back, we sat down, and I've got this picture of us just sitting on a ledge at Patrol Base Karma, and there's a stack of MREs behind us. And I remember Mesa looking at me and saying, man, I hope I don't get that chicken tetrazzini or something like that. Like, we've been out all day. It's a tough day. It's like, man, I just hope I get a decent MRE. And then somebody comes around the corner like, hey guys, it's steak and lobster night. It's surf and turf. A log train had come in, which was insane because the route was littered with IEDs. And now I've got another picture of the three of us eating steak in the room that we lived in later that night. What's funny is the look on our faces from the one picture to the other is about the same because we're in. But after that day, for weeks, we talked about steak and lobster nights. The only one I've ever gotten overseas. It was in the middle of a really tough summer. Brian got blown up a few weeks later. He's not with us anymore. He died of stomach cancer last year. Then I got blown up a couple months later. And you see these tweets. You see these tweets about, you know, Pete Hegseth has spent $15 million on steak and lobster. Are you serious? That is the only thing about home. That's the only thing that makes you feel special for the entire time you're there watching your buddies die and you're mad about that. The fact that people aren't smart enough to even look up what that's for before they criticize it. And I guarantee you none of them said a word when Biden surrendered F-13 of us, or when the whole DOD spent tens of millions of dollars on going woke. Come on.
Yes, I don't know why these people are always outraged over little things. This is not something I should be sitting or seeing lawmakers talking about. They are now outraged that Bear decided to feed the military. This is something that has been happening for a very long time. If you can really be sitting, putting out a lot of videos, talking against this, then I don't know your mind when it concerns the military. Like, what exactly are these people doing?
Rage from the left over how the military is feeding our troops. Democrats and some media outlets are blasting Secretary of War Pete Hegseth after reports the Pentagon spent millions on steak, lobster, and other high-end meals for service members. Take a listen.
So how much did you spend last year on fruit basket stands? Well, the Pentagon spent $12,000. Well, they wasted a whole lot more money than that.
Hegseth also went all out on the buffet. They're just hearkening back to our founders. As Paul Revere declared on his famous ride, one if by surf, two if by turf.
What is this, my 600-pound Defense Department?
And just look at these headlines, all taking a swing at Secretary Hegseth, calling the large amount of money spent a waste of taxpayer dollars. But they're leaving out one key detail. Meals like surf and turf being served to our brave men and women in uniform is nothing new. Military.com underscoring that, saying this: deployed dining operations have long included occasional premium meals as a morale measure. Larger bases and ships may serve steak or seafood during holidays, commemorations, or after intensive mission cycles, as well as before, Kaylee.
You know, like I said, they are all outraged simply because this is done under the Trump administration. If it was a Democrat doing this, you will not see them complaining. It will be okay. It's a good thing. They will appreciate it. At some point, I don't know why these people will always act this way. Look at them. Look at Jimmy putting out ridiculous videos about it. Oh, they were talking about how they want to minimize government spending. They are here spending. Yeah. Even food, given people that are out there struggling to protect the country, at some point, it gets irritated when you see Democrats act this way. There is a new one I saw with Cackle in the View. They are angry that UFC fighters are now to train some of these people.
Just when you think it can't get any weirder, Director and sports buff Kash Patel is holding a 2-day event at the FBI Academy in Quantico, where UFC fighters will be training FBI agents. He calls this a historic opportunity for the FBI to be trained by the best athletes in the world. But that's not all. This June, the administration is also holding a UFC fighting event on the White House lawn. Yeah, yeah. So is this the best use of taxpayer dollars?
No.
Welcome to America.
It kind of feels like we're watching a fight every day when you look at the partisan divide in Congress. So if they're going to hit the lawn and just beat it out, I mean, maybe they'll get
they're
something
not
done.
fighting each other.
No, I know, but that's the one I'm
That's the
imagining
one
in my
I would
head.
like to see.
I feel like this whole mission of Kash Patel's kind of reeks of that video gaming bro again. You know, like we're going to bring the UFC and we're going to fight, and like the optics matter because the way they've been recruiting ICE agents, young ICE agents, is with video single shooter games. The way they're pitching all of these massive, serious military campaigns is with video games and like, come join us. This is a fight or die.
A dude that was corny in high school, and he got this great job, and now he wants to be somebody. Look how crazy he looks. And why would they have? What are they having? What are they called? UFC fights.
fighter.
Now listen, I'm not against the UFC fighting, but you can't train nobody. The FBI has had great training since Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. Thank you. Old alert. It's old reference. That's right. Look at the old people go, oh my God.
But I think it goes to show you just how incompetent this administration is. I mean, you know what would have helped better defend this country is not gutting the FBI.
Yeah, when you take a look at this, here is Michelle Obama saving rebels to troops as part of a soft and tough meal that has been military tradition since this. But mainstream press has suddenly decided it's a gotcha for some reasons. You know, at some point, when you look at their kind of criticism, you will clearly see that this selective outreach is not working any longer because people now understand exactly their tactics. Yeah, if it's a different administration doing this, you will not see the mainstream media taking that as a topic of discussion. It gets boring every single time when these people do this. I don't know if they will realize. Look at The View, talking about how Pet is doing this, how the FBI director is. What is their concern? Do they know the training they go through? Saying they have to do exercise with UFC fighter. Oh, Trump want to organize this. I don't know if they have to complain about every single thing Trump is doing. It's so crazy, right? At some point when I see them doing this, I don't just want to even respond, but it is important. I just wanted to show you what is happening. I want to appreciate people sharing out the videos. God bless you abundantly. As of the short clips at the end, that is for the white algorithm.
Hell. It's nutty as hell.
Yeah.
And you're right. Every day is something new. And it's, you know, I was thinking about it yesterday because I thought, well, okay, why haven't we been talking about Savannah Guthrie and what's going on there?
And her mother.
Why haven't we not still there?
Yeah.
This is meant to get us so worked up that we are unable.
Setback to the idea of an expertise denigrated while
the trap that Trump laid in the State of the Union address. And the Democrats didn't stand. I mean, obviously, it's a deliberate trap because you know they always played these games of Simon Says there at the State of the Union.
Well, I think you and I agree on this is all
through to get here. Trump, go Trump! Hey Murphy, you're a scumbag. Thanks, man.
Our chamber is chanting USA. This is a sick person. The first lady.
I was there, and it was as horrific as I thought it would be.
She wasn't the only one. Look at 35, CNN's Abby Phillip.
But he utilized almost like these game show type moments where you're seeing awards being presented.
They're just so disgusting.
Of course, he chose who did not vote in his favor and did not shake her hand there.
Here's the video. He shook everyone's hand. Everyone. There's the Chief Justice. All of them got their hands shaken to the point where they had to come back on the air and say this in SOT 33.
But we should point out as he walks in, he's pretty close to the justices again as he comes down on the floor, that he did shake their hands there this evening.
Moment. No, that's not what happened at all.
Democrats to stand for the slain passenger in North. Our first priority is Americans rather than illegal on either of those two. I think they took his bait.
Can take away from the joyous moment as all Americans. And why are they putting a medal?
Oh, he's already under scrutiny for 1,000 reasons. Patel posted this on X.
Job. I get suspicious when any
person's home. It's very easy to.
This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today.
The country's in such emotional turmoil.
And Republicans on both sides. You're
so amazing. And wasn't it so great?
When it can be hard to hope.
Hey, girl.
In a time when it can be hard to hope. Each day we wake up.
Mark Ruffalo anymore. Mark Ruffalo played the bad